Relationships are a thing of joy. They bring meaning and comfort to our lives. Let's face it, no human wants to live life alone. The popular saying, no man is an island of himself. It's actually because it is true. You see, you can't actually do life alone. No matter how heartbroken you've been, or no matter how hurt you've been before by your past or previous relationship, there is still that one part of you that is willing to try again, willing to love again, that wants to be loved genuinely, wants to feel love, and wants to give love. It's part of what makes us human. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's your girl Sophia, your host with the most. Sophia, not with an F-E-Y-H, Sophia with a P-H-I-A. And you know where we are. It's Corner Spot People, where we meet with real love, real talk, and real people. On today's episode, we have juicy and interesting news for you, and it's all about relationship. That is what we are about. We are looking to help you, better your relationship, better your connection, better your love life with our tips, our advice, our stories, and all the juicy news we bring to you. So do not forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed to our channel yet, and like this video. So today we are going to be talking about the secrets to a thriving relationship. How can you maintain or keep a thriving relationship? That's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's face it, relationship, as much as it's beautiful and exciting thing to involve with or do, it can be quite challenging. Like I normally say, it's just like the way we live life generally. There are up days, there are down days, there are good days, there are bad days, there are ugly days, in fact. So it's the same thing with relationship, whether romantic, family relationship, friends, mutual friends, or even work relationship. These insights that we're about to share will help you nurture and make meaningful connection. So sit back and relax. Don't go anywhere. So it all starts with communication. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Like, how did you even establish the relationship in the first place? It started with your communication. Now, when we talk about communication, it's broad, it's wild. There is a whole lot of things that encompasses communication or communication in a relationship. We have things like active listening. You want to make sure when you say something, you're being heard, you're being understood. You want to make sure you talk and you're being understood. As well as when your partner says something, you hear them and you understand them. All of these are what makes up a healthy communication. And a healthy communication is a very pivotal part of a thriving relationship. Also, vulnerability cannot be overemphasized. Vulnerability is key. Nobody wants to be a macho partner, like you are enough for yourself, by yourself. Why am I even in your life in the first place? Why are we together if you can't lean on me, if you can't share some things with me, some deep things that I alone should deserve to know because I'm your partner, of course. Another thing you can do, to help you build a thriving relationship is to avoid all sort of assumptions in any form. Assumption does not only ruin relationship, even friendship, like mutual casual friends. When there is something in your heart or when there is something you need to find out, clearly ask. Ask open-ended questions. Do not just assume. Avoid assumption, to help build trust and clarity. You cannot be assuming on one hand and hoping to build trust on the other hand. They both do not go hand in hand. It doesn't work that way. So it's either you're trusting the person and trusting everything they say, or you just go off assuming. So you want to avoid assumption. Also, avoid being defensive. focus on getting the point instead. That is when your partner calls you out on something. Sometimes it doesn't mean they are always right. The person might have had misinformation about that situation, or read your gestures or your actions in another light, which is not what you were trying to portray or what you were trying to convey. Whichever way it is, do not get defensive, especially when you guys are out in the public places, out with friends, out on a date, in a tricycle, in your car, anywhere out, anywhere that is not inside, that is not just the two of you. Avoid getting defensive. Whatever the person say, you could just follow up with a simple, it's better to not even say anything at times than to say something that would spark up an argument or spark up a fight between the both of you. So don't get defensive. Instead, lay out your point as calmly and constructively as you can. Watch your tone. You want to watch your tone when speaking. These are some of the tips that can help you. Also, another thing you can do is cultivate your EQ. What do I mean by that? Your emotional intelligence, your emotional quotient. You want to develop it. We have different upbringing, and this upbringing we have shaped our life in some certain kind of ways. Some things that might feel cool and normal to you, when you do it to other people, they might feel so irritated, disgusted. They might feel very bad, like, why are you acting in this manner? It's because of the way they were brought up, the way their life has been shaped, their family background, the environment around them, the norms and values they are used to. So because of that individuality, that marks us differently, you want to build your emotional intelligence now, even in the relationship. You people want to have a norm, something that works for the both of you. So what will work for Mr. and Miss A cannot be the same that work for Mr. and Miss B, because definitely A and B are not the same. Even if they are quite close, they are not the same thing. So you want to derive a pattern that would work for the both of you. You want to know your emotional wheel, your emotional triggers. What gets to your partner? What makes him angry? What makes her happy? What's that one word you say when you just want to get her to do that thing, and she becomes so excited, she goes all childish, all giggly, she's happy? You should know your partner to that extent. So all of this is what cultivating EQ means, your emotional quotient. So you want to do that. Regulate your emotion, manage stress. Stress can tell and ruin, it can tell a lot on a relationship and ruin it. Why? Because you're coming from that stress place already. You are frustrated with your work or whatever it is that was stressing you, and it's very easy to transfer aggression, especially to your partner. It's the easiest thing, because they are the available people. So you just want to vent on them, you just want to shout, you just want to give some kind of awkward attitude or weird attitude. So it's safer to not even, if it's possible, that is if marriage has not yet linked you both. Now, if you're still in the relationship phase, it's safer to call off 1 or 2 days, like, babe, I don't know, I can't see you today, can we do this tomorrow? It will help you avoid a whole lot of stress, a whole lot of unnecessary cheap fights, that might come up if you guys eventually see each other and then you're venting on him or he's venting on you. So you want to do that. Regulate your emotion. Whenever you're not in the right frame of mind, if anything is troubling you, it might not be your partner that stirred it, it might be external forces, and you feel seeing your partner at that point in time will not help you relax. It will not help you fix that issue, because of course there are some issues that when life throws at you, you just want to be around your partner, you just want to go to him, you just want to go to her, you just want him to hold you, you just want to rant and tell him everything. Of course there are occasions like that, but if you feel seeing that person even at that point in time will not help you in any way, instead it might ruin the relationship or cause a cheap fight or quarrel when there should be none, please kindly shift or reschedule your meeting. So these are part of what you can do to reduce conflict in the relationship and strengthen your thriving relationship or maintain your thriving relationship. Also, learn to be empathetic. Learn to be empathetic. What do I mean by this? Understand your partner's emotion and perspective. Like I always say, learn or try to put yourself in other people's shoes. This will save you a whole lot. Just replay the whole situation in your head. If I were the one that this is being done to right now, how would I feel? That would help you to do or not to do some things. Trust me. So you want to learn to live with your partner or handle your partner with empathy. Why is he behaving like this? Is it something I did? Or is it just being nasty? So learn to be empathetic. Another thing you can do, to cultivate a thriving relationship, another secret I'm going to share with you right now is trust and intimacy. See guys, the bedrock of any relationship is trust. In fact, there can be no relationship without trust, because I don't want to go off giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of my life to somebody I know that I do not trust. I'm looking to grow with you. I'm looking to build with you. We are going to be intimate. We are going to have finances that we will share together. We're going to have shared dreams, shared visions. So who wants to do that with somebody they don't trust? It's not even making sense, you see. So you want to cultivate trust. Trust is something you work at. This is two separate individuals. There is you with everything your own ideas, your school of thoughts, the things you hold dear, your values, your kind of friends. And then there is him or her, as the case may be, with our own different lifestyle as well. And this is two persons coming together. Now, you might be a circle, it might be a triangle. How do you make the both shape fit? There has to be some bending, some compromises, some cutting away, some remolding. All of this is what will help you better understand each other. And it's a process. It doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't even happen in a year. It happens progressively. But the constant thing with change is, as much as you're willing to work at it, you'd always change for the better. You'd always see results. You'd always see practical results. So you want to cultivate trust and intimacy. And how do you do that? I said it earlier, I'm going to repeat it again. It's by being vulnerable. It's by being vulnerable. Be open, be transparent. As much as it might be hard, to want to be open or transparent, because some persons did not grow up, having people to rely on. So they still feel this restrained to letting people into their space. Even people they claim they love, it's because of where they are coming from. So if you're like that, you want to try to just say things the way they are, even if you feel the person has no business knowing this. Like, should I really tell him this? It doesn't even matter. Like, what contribution of his do I need on this, or what is his business in knowing this? Just say it. It's a part of you building, or a part of you being transparent. So you want to be vulnerable. Share your true self. Share your truths. That's your grave truth. I call it grave truth. I don't know if it's an acceptable word, but what I'm trying to illustrate by that is that truth you know for yourself. Like, this is Sophia, this is me. So that's you person. Make sure your partner knows that person. Like, you're not two-faced. You're not like this when you're with him, and when you have opportunity to be alone, you switch up and become the main person. Or you're not like this when you're with him and you have people around, and when it's just the two of you, you're something else. And then you have the person wondering, like, why is he always acting like this? Or why is she always acting like this? So share your true self. Also, follow through on commitment. This is a very big one. There is no relationship, in fact, without commitment. All of this work hand in hand. I can't say I love you and it's just a mouth thing. I have to back up that confession with my actions. I have to back up that confession with the way I do the things I say I'm doing with you or to you or around you. So you want to follow through on your commitments. If you made a promise to your partner to not do some things or to do some things, please follow through on them. Except of course you're not seeing a future with you and that person. But if you're seeing a future and if you really want to build a thriving relationship, following through on commitments is key. If you both have a goal to not do something, follow through. Make sure even if a fault is going to arise, it won't be from your own end. Make sure whatever is going to come would be from your partner's end, So when you walk with that mindset, like, okay, I said I wasn't going to do this. Against all odds, come what may, I'm going to stick to what I said to him. I'm going to stick to what I said to her. Follow through on your commitments. Another thing you can do is consistency. Consistency is a part of what makes successful humans generally. You want to be successful, you want to thrive in life, not just in relationship, in any sphere now, at work, with your colleague, in family, in your business career. You have to be consistent. So it's pivotal in relationship as well, because it's a major part of life, you see. So you want to be consistent. What do I mean by you being consistent in relationship? Follow through on whatever you say. Show up, be there. We have partners that would not stick with you when things are tough. Literally, it happens. In fact, the old trending news, I don't know if you guys I've been on the streets of TikTok lately. There is this new, I don't think it's new. I think it's been around for a while, but I just got introduced to him recently. I was talking with my colleague the other day, Sam. Yes, Sam from Spotify. And then he was telling me about the guy and how that the guy is giving the whole other guys advice on women and what they should do and what they should not do and all that. And then Nigerians are trolling him that he's going to make Nigerian relationship, he's going to destroy love Nigerian relationship because he's advising the guys negatively or something. And it's all in a bid, to help guys know how to deal with ladies. But I don't know why he's focused on Nigerian ladies. Perhaps some Nigerian girl that's broken his heart. I don't know. I will still do more research on that if need be, but bottom line is it was trying to say guys should cut down on the way they spend on women. Like some expenses are not necessary, which will bring us to say the thing with my gender and their love for money. But like I said, that is a very biased thing to say, because no human practically who does not like money. Show me one, please. If you found, I made a video on that on Facebook. I'm sure you've seen it. If you haven't, you want to go to our channel on Facebook, Akona Sport, to check that out. But let's face it, everybody likes money. Everybody loves money. In fact, so I don't know why you would tilt towards one gender and make it something like stereotype and say women love money or all women love money or something. Some can be overbearing with it. Yes, I'm not denying the fact. Some literally put it as a criteria. I can't be with a man that doesn't have money. I can't be with a man that will not pay my bills, which gives some of these guys the audacity to want to behave inappropriately with some ladies or just do some things that are not called for. It's because of the way you present yourself. You will definitely be addressed how you present yourself to be addressed by these guys, and some of them are so unschooled, unthought, and so raz. So you get whatever you want to get depending on how you present yourself to them. But back to what I was saying, you should not be there for only the good times. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. If you do that, you're not being fair to your partner. You're not even being fair to yourself, because you won't tell me that even in your life normally as an individual you've not had up days and down days. It's a part of life. Things are not always rosy, things are not always juicy. You have abundant days, you have scarcity days, you have in between days. It's just like that. And you normally cope, or you've learned to cope and adapt with yourself. So why is it happening when you're with your partner and then you are bailing out or you just can't be consistent to your partner in those challenging times. You won't love the way you ought to. You won't give those sweet words the way you should. So you are only there for when it's good, when it's hunky-dory, when everything goes south, you bail. No, you cannot do that and expect to build a thriving and a successful and a healthy relationship. So you want to stay consistent. You want to stay with them. It might not be just money. We have several things rather that life can throw at us. Money is just one tiny part of it. What if it's an health challenge? What if your partner develop cancer or some terminal illness or something? Things happen. You have to pull through. So love is not just your words. It goes beyond I love you. Things would actually come up that would test that words, and you have to prove yourself. You have to prove if you really love the person. So you want to stay consistent. Also, another thing you want to do to, improve or lead you to have a thriving relationship is emotional safety. Trust me when I say this. Every woman anywhere in the world wants that knowing. She wants to know it, like the lines in my palm right now. I can see them, I can count them. She wants to know that she's safe and secured in your love. So this is for my guys. Come closer, bro. If your woman cannot go off feeling like I feel safe in his love, I'm secure, trust me, there is something amiss somewhere, and sooner or later she would get that security or that feeling of safety from some other guy out there, and then your relationship will start crumbling. So everything you need to do, every affirmation, I always say it's easy with women. Just know what works for you. Mind you, because it's a woman thing does not mean it works the same way for every woman. Everybody is different. I'm Sophia. What works for me cannot work for Clara. What works for Clara cannot work for Amaka. But there is a general, law, yes, that would work for everybody because we are all women. Like that's agenda, So you want to know what works for her. Is it words of affirmation? Does she just need to keep hearing you reassure her? Babe, I love you so much. Is that what it would take for her to feel safe and secure in your love? Is it your actions? Is it the things you do? Is it by supporting her dreams? She wants to do this, you say no, I don't think that will work. She wants to do that, you say no, I don't think. So what exactly? She doesn't even feel you love her enough to want her to progress. You don't want her to make progress. You don't want to empower her. You don't want her to move forward. You're always being antagonistic. So whatever you need to do, guy, to make her feel secured in your love, emotional security, emotional safety is very, very big. No woman would want to stay with you and build life together with you if she cannot trust that she's secured in your love. If she feels, this one, perhaps it would go out and meet some sort of babe or something, or it would travel and a few months later he's coming back to tell me stories. She would not give you 100%. Trust me. And you don't want to be with a woman that doesn't give you 100%, because women, we can be so cunning, trust me, and we can be so trickish, when we want to act in all those devilish kind of ways, trust me, and it's not really cool. So whatever you can do to make your woman feel safe, to make her feel secured in your love. If she's having issues with you and the opposite sex, cut it off. You choose. What do you want? Peace or trouble? Just be practical about it. If she feels, I don't like the way you're always talking with that person, or I don't want you being friends with other ladies. I want you all for myself. I should be your only female friend. You can be friends with guys, but not with ladies. Try and work. You should first know that she wouldn't just come up with something like that. Perhaps past experience. Perhaps she has a traumatic response to that. Something happened in her past relationship, in her childhood, that's triggering that kind of stuff. So she's seeing the same thing. She doesn't want repetition of patterns. She's trying to watch out for herself and her emotional health and safety. And you are just being petty and telling her, oh, you're too jealous or something. No, try and listen to her. and then you people will come to a compromise, because you as a guy would always meet ladies. We don't have just men in this world. If you don't meet them at work as partner based on the kind of work you do, perhaps you'd always meet ladies. So you have to sit down, because these are real issues that has broken homes, broken relationships. So you have to sit down and talk to her. Babe, how can we find a common ground at this? I understand that you don't want me to be friends, so what can we do? What if I have to go in business with this person, or this person is my business partner, or I have to meet this person? What can I do to make you feel safe? What can I do to make you trust me a little more, to make you know I'm not doing anything, or I won't do anything? You're the only one for me. You're the only one I want. I'll cross thousands of seas and oceans, and I'll see all the beauties of the world, but you're the only one that has my heart. So you want to do that. It's a two-way thing. I'm just using the lady as an illustration. It can be the guy. So whatever you can do to make your man feel secured in your love, to make him feel, babe, no matter who comes, no matter his chest, his broad chest, his abs, his everything, his packs, no matter how handsome he is, no matter his money, you are the only one for me. You're the only one I want. Whatever you can do, you want to do that. This, inclusive is what can make your relationship thrive and successful. Another thing here under the umbrella of trust and intimacy, as a tool of building effective and thriving relationship, is physical touch. As much as they've spoken about different love languages, attention, affirmation, words of affirmation, giving of gifts, physical touch, quality time, different, all of those things. I know you know them. Physical touch is a very big part, of any relationship. I don't just mean physical touch in relation to just sex, because once you hear physical touch, that's where your mind is just going to, okay, sex is being intimate. For the fact that you guys touch physically does not mean it has to end up in sex every time. Sometimes, most times, trust me, most times your woman just wants to get all cuddly. She just wants to get cozy. She just wants to hold you and hold you tight. She just wants that. She just wants to lay on your chest and listen to your heartbeats. But it doesn't work the same way. Science has proven it, anatomy. It doesn't even work the same way with a man. The moment you touch a man, the next thing he's thinking of is getting down in between your legs. But it doesn't happen like that mostly for the woman. You get a woman to be in the mood for sex by what you even say to her, what she hears, not even the touch, but it works with the touch for the man. Immediately you touch him, it's already turned on and all that. But for the woman, it's the words and the way you say it and everything in between. So you want to build physical touch, not just in the aspect of sex, just nurture yourself, be affectionate towards each other, stroke her cheek, play with her hair. It mustn't be sex every time. Play with his hair. I'm not just saying for the guy, for the ladies. There are some ladies too that are very wild, trust me. So it mustn't be sex every time. Prioritize quality time, meaningful conversation, and shared experience to deepen your connection. Also, another thing you can do, to strengthen or to build a thriving relationship is the way you go about conflict resolution. There would always be conflict. I said that even in your family, just you, your mom, even if you're the only child, just you, your mom and your dad, there would always be days when the three of you would not just agree on a particular matter. It's a human thing. We would always fight, but how do we manage or resolve our conflict? Always learn to use humor to diffuse the tension. Not every deal is a big deal, actually. Some deals are big, they are big, it's a big deal. Some deals are just tiny, small deal. It's not a big deal, So whatever deal you're dealing with at that point in time with your partner, just always find common ground. Use humor, to diffuse tension, and focus on finding solutions rather than winning arguments. This is something I've seen most often. So we're having a quarrel. You want to tell me who is wrong. Who did what? You made me do that. It's because of what you said. Or if you didn't sound that way, or if you didn't make that face, see the way you are just doing, see the way you spoke to me, see the way you raised your voice. So it's not see the way or the hows or who did what. So the focus should not be on winning the argument. The focus should be finding solution. Okay, babe, I really felt hurt when you said that to me. Then you go, I'm sorry I did that. Don't even say I'm sorry, but it's because. That's like you're not being fully sorry, so just focus on finding a solution. I'm sorry I made you feel that. What can I do to make you feel better? I'm sorry I spoke that way. I'll try not to speak like that to you ever again in my life. I'm sorry, baby, and everything is past. Also, practice radical acceptance of your differences. Trust me, you are individuals. Perhaps this was even the connecting ground. This was what fused your heart together. This was why you guys even fell in love in the first place, because of your differences. So you want to practice radical acceptance of your differences. Don't say, I don't like the way you do that. If there are certain things that you'd never accept. Trust me. There are certain things that you never accept in your partners. You just feel, oh, I can take everything, but not this one. I'm not talking of those kind of things. I'm talking about other little things that you feel you can compromise on. Other little things that you feel you can change. Those are the kind of things I'm talking about. So practice radical acceptance. Also, take breaks to calm down during conflicts, especially when the argument is heated. When you're both shouting, there are some arguments that are like that. I would not lie, perhaps you guys are even using insultive words on each other, but I do not recommend that. If you do, please try and stop it. Don't use abusive words, don't use verbal hurtful words, don't use physical hurtful means, like physical mishandlement or something. Don't do that. So practice taking breaks in between heated arguments, so you won't say something you'd end up regretting. Also, another thing you can do, to foster your relationship or to build a thriving relationship is have routines, have shared morning routines, have bedtime routines. Practice leaving notes for each other. As funny as it sounds, a simple I love you, babe, have a great day at work. If you're not staying together, you can do text. Technology has made it much more easier rather. So you want to do that. So these are the few tips we have today on building, a thriving relationship. I hope these things can be included in your love life and in your relationship with your partner, and I hope you cultivate some of these tips to help you. I would really, really love to see you enjoy that thriving and healthy and beautiful relationship that your heart so badly desire. Do not forget to drop us a comment, a contribution, a suggestion, a question in the comment section, and do not forget to give this video a like, and please subscribe to our channel so you can get notification as soon as we drop new videos. I remain your host with the most. I'm your go-to host for all things dating, love, and relationship. This is Corner Sport, and I am Sophia. Until next time, bye.